He sat staring at her. The horn-rimmed glasses seemed to shine in the low light. She stood a few feet away from him, her gaze almost hidden by the darkness surrounding them. The single bulb above him gave no indication of where he was. Looking down, he could see his arms had been strapped down, as had his legs. He wasn't going anywhere. There was a sudden spark of electricity where she stood. It quickly fizzled out. Only now did he see the source. A taser. She moved towards him, the smile stretching across her face. Hard to believe I thought I knew you. So it turns out Dr. Gareth Aldridge was just an alias, a means of getting a hold of the Genesis replication formula. The man said nothing. As you probably know, since then we have developed many more variants, and well, with only a handful of volunteers, it was inevitable that we would need more drastic measures. Especially with Valhalla bearing down our necks. He still remained silent. He knew before she even said it. JR-24 is coursing through your veins, dormant of course. A good electric shock should awaken it. Well, 2 might be enough, who knows. He tried removing his hands from the straps, but it was no use. They only dug deeper. Azeel stood over him. With one final smile, she drove the taser into his chest. The shock caused him to spasm. Throwing his head forward, he nearly threw up. She stepped back, chuckling. Silence quickly followed. Looking up weakly, he saw her shiver. The room was getting colder, and so was he. She backed away into the darkness. He heard a door open and quickly shut. His head drooped slightly. He saw his left hand go incredibly pale. And then came the ice. It quickly traversed his entire body. He keeled forward, feeling a sharp pain travel up his spine. The chair was soon no more, the ice causing it to fracture. As he dropped to his knees, he watched in horror as the ice spread like wildfire around him. The cold caused the bulb to fail. The pain was beyond intense. With chattering teeth, he managed one final word. March 15th. The Genesis Lab. 5 years before Alicia's war, Rykard, under the alias of Dr. Aldridge, has successfully infiltrated the facility with the single intention of stealing the JR1 formula. The air was cool. He stood in the brightly lit corridor of the Genesis laboratory. It had taken him 3 years to infiltrate the facility and earn Yale's favour, but the young prodigy had been impressed by his tenacity and knowledge. He hated to admit it, but he had built a friendship. One he knew would have to be severed. As he was making his way to cryo-storage, she rounded the corner. She was around 20, with long blonde hair and round glasses. Innocent in appearance, yet there was a lot of mystery to her. It provided the single distance between them. She smiled at him. Dr. Aldridge, where are you going? Cryo-storage. Preparing for the experiment that will be done in a few hours. Remember to be careful with the samples though. Don't want to have to remake them. We can't afford delays. I know, answered Dr. Aldridge. She said goodbye and left him. Looking back, he sighed. He knew she was a good woman, yet increasingly she was spiralling out of control. Her mentor, Dr. Morpheus Langley, was that kind of man also, unafraid to push limits. For Dr. Aldridge, working on the Newbury program had shown him many things. He saw there was a lot of potential existing within human DNA strands. This included gifts that seemed to be dormant inside the body, and rarely did he see the genetic mutation of a human merge with that of another animal. He also saw that Yale and her scientists were not afraid to risk the lives of those involved. They did it for the good of science. He disagreed. This was the work of madness. He reached the elevator and was thankful to find it empty. It stopped 1 level away from where he was going, and a guard entered, as he had expected, and arranged. Officer Falconer, today's the day. He nodded. Nothing can go wrong as long as we are careful. Getting out will be difficult though. We only have a small time to do this. Then let's not mess up, answered Falconer as they arrived at level 0.